the basic architecture of Dynamics AX. It's like already we have discussed about the client server architecture, right? In previous session, we have completely focused on client server architecture, 3-tier architecture. So today I'm going to discuss with you about the AOT objects, and let's see some sample project creation, and let's move to the table creation. Okay, so in this AOT, it's a complete architecture of development tool. It is a AOT, application object tree. So in this application object tree, we have from data dictionary to system documentation, several nodes are there. Every node has its own functionality. So every node having its own functionality, and basically um, every node we will use it for development purpose only. Okay, some of the nodes we have, it's a system related nodes, so we cannot do anything on the nodes itself. Suppose if you say, okay, if we say like a system documentation, so this is completely system related information we will we will see here. And some of the nodes we have, so those nodes we cannot touch here, and some of the nodes we can able to create the objects within the nodes. Okay, so from data dictionary to system documentation we have. So if you want to create one more node, this is it here, it is not possible. It is complete a predefined structure. Okay, if you can take data dictionary, in data dictionary we have from table to perspective, everything is there, nodes are there. So data dictionary contains data related objects, so tables, maps, views, data types, enums. So these are all data related objects. So that is the reason these nodes are specifically under the data dictionary. Okay, so if you want to add one more node in the data dictionary, that is not possible. If you right click here, there is no option to add a new node under the data dictionary. Okay, so if you want to create a table, that here we can able to create the table here. That is possible. An object can be created, but a node cannot be created in AOT. Okay, if you can take so everything like macros, classes, forms, parts, and reports. Okay, the SSRS reports we will see most of the nodes in our training. Okay, in our training most of the nodes we will see. Okay, and when it comes to the help part, okay, suppose in system documentation we have reservoirs are there, functions are there, tables are there, types, enums, classes. So these are all system related information. Like suppose if I want to know something about one function, okay, if you expand whatever the functions we are going to use in the X++ programming, so all the functions will be resided here. Okay, so if you want to know the syntax of your function, just you need to right click on your function and just open, then it will be connected to the browser. Automatically it will connect to the browser, and it is going to be open MSDN site, and you will find directly in the web based help kind of thing. So everything, like suppose I want to find out the reservoirs. Okay, reservoir means like SQL statements, words, and everything here, like a select statement. So I want to see the okay, I want to find out something like minimum of function, or maximum of function, or join function. Okay, join keyword. So if you want to find out this information in like you can directly right click and open, then automatically it will connect to the web browser. So at the time your system should be connected to the internet. Okay, anything, it is a system help kind of thing. Okay, there is no specifically you cannot find help in anywhere. So this is the area where we can see the documentation kind of thing, system help with this one. Okay, and when it comes to the already we have explained you about something about the user interface, right? Forms and all. Okay, Okay, let me open the human resource management module. So in this human resource management module, okay, I'm going I'm going to explain you about few forms and how exactly these forms are going to be relating with the tables. So let me open the course groups form. So actually, okay, this is one kind of template. This template name is called simple list. Backend, this form template name is called simple list, and every form contains at least one table, and mostly more than one table will be contained. Okay, depends on the form architecture. So we will have more than one table. Maybe there is a chance to the form contains more than one table. Depends on the functionality. But simple forms like this kind of forms contains only one table. But because in this form only we have two fields, group and description. Okay, so these two because of the two fields, okay, we have created one table only. Suppose if you have more than if you have more than one day fields, like like a functionality, let's say functionality, so you can able to segregate in the different tables your form architecture. Okay, but ultimately every form contains at least one table. Okay, suppose how exactly we should know, we have to know how exactly the table is going to be relating to this particular form. Okay, so if you right click on your form, you can able to find your complete form information. Like, go to personalize option. You can right click on anywhere. You can right click on anywhere. You will find the personalize option. Okay, if you click on personalize option, okay, you will be navigating to personalization window. In this window, there is a information tab is there. Here, see the form name is HCM course type group. Okay, HCM course type group. Just close this windows. So whatever the forms you are going to, okay, whatever the forms you are seeing here, every form will be resided under forms node in the AOT. Okay, every form will be resided here. Whatever the forms you are seeing here, every form. Okay, forms, especially forms, I'm telling you, not reports and not about dialog boxes. I'm talking about especially forms. So whatever the forms you are going to see here in this content pane, not only this module, every module, every module forms will be located in the AOT forms node. Okay, previously we have seen HCM course type form, this form. HCM course type group. Okay, let me open the same form in the AOT. Course type group. This is the form which we have opened couple of minutes back in from the content pane itself. So let me open here. Right click, just let me click on open. So automatically it will get open here also. Okay, so if you expand here your form architecture will be, we can able to see here how many tables the form contains. Okay, if you expand the data source, so you can able to find the number of tables, how many number of tables connected with this particular form. So we have only one table. See, the table name is HCM course type group. The table name is also HCM course type group. So if you want to find your table information directly, you need to open the tables object in the AOT. Okay, this is the design. This is the design part. How exactly we have designed our form. So this is the architecture of your design, and we have connected with one table, right? HCM course type group. Okay, let's go back to the tables. In data dictionary, there is a tables node. Okay, let's search HCM course type group. So this is the table which we have used to used for the development of course type group form. If you want to open the table, just right click on open. So this is your table information. So whatever the records you are going to see in your front end, like here, see almost course group. See, almost we have 6 records. So this 6 records information we can able to see from the table also. See here, the thing is vice versa. Like suppose you are inserting a record into the table level, that record may be 100% it will show in the form level. Suppose you are inserting a record from the form, so that will be resided in table level also. Record insertion process is vice versa. Like if you here also we can able to insert the record. If you press Ctrl N, automatically it will prompt to, it will allow to create a record here also in the table level. Okay, so if you can create a record here, automatically this record will be appear in the front end also. Okay, if you enter a record in the front end application, front end form application, this record will be directly inserted into the table, AOT table. Okay, so here the one thing majorly we need to understand, for inserting a record, for updating a record, for deleting a record, okay, no need to write a piece of code, no need to write a single line of code. Everything will be done by the system itself. Okay, that process, that kind of processes are by default, like insertion process, updation process, and deletion process. These 3 operations are by default. System will give you the option here. Okay, normally in other similar languages like .NET kind of thing. So suppose if you want to insert a record, we need to write a piece of code to insert to insert your current record. Same as well as update the record, same as well as for the deletion process of your particular record. But here there is no restrictions, and completely you can able to do from the front end application itself. Okay, so if you open the file menu, so there is an option to create a new record. Okay, there is a option to edit your record, there is an option to delete your record. Okay, so exactly what exactly the tables and the forms are going to be relating here. So first of all, suppose if you have a requirement of developing a particular form, suppose if you want to develop a particular form, so first of all we need to understand what exactly and what exactly are our form design. So depends upon your form design. Okay, and you need to go for the table design. So first of all, we need to conclude the table architecture first. So how many number of tables we need to build we need to design, we need to create to build our particular form. Okay, suppose if you want to design a simple list kind of form. Okay, so like this. Okay, minimum 2-3 fields. Suppose if you have 2-3 fields, so you can go for the simplest kind of form. So first of all, you need to create a particular table. Okay, after creating your table, you can go for the form creation. Unless until you cannot think about your form design. First of all, always we need to design our database. Without designing the tables, we cannot go for the form design. Why? Because whatever the fields, okay, whatever the rows and columns you want to decide in your form, so that will be resided in table level only. Okay, every form contains one table. Already I told you, every form contains one table. So without a table, there is no form. Why? Because suppose if you are saving a record in the form level, that record is going to be saving in the table level. If there is no table, exactly the record where it will be saved. So every form contains at least one table. To store the information, we require table. Here, suppose the thing is, to develop any form, first of all, we need to design the table. The table designing will be done in the AOT table node here. AOT table node. So here only the place where we can develop the tables, and also to create the table, normally in SQL language we will write a piece of code like create a table name kind of thing, but here there is no coding kind of thing. It is a complete Marfex environment. Marfex means, okay, you can able to drag and drop the things and everything. Like suppose if I want to create a table, I can right click on the table node. Okay, I will choose the new table option. Automatically the table will be created in the AOT table node. Okay. So whenever the table has been created here, the same table will be replicated in the AX database also, AX SQL Server database. Okay, let me open the database first itself. Here in databases, we have a lot of databases are there. So how we will find exactly our database name? Okay, here from system databases to report tempdb, okay, report server tempdb, we have so many databases are there. In real time you will find a lot of databases. Exactly how you will find your exact database name? Okay, with the name you cannot find. Right now we can simply say Microsoft Dynamics AX is our database. Why? Because we have a limited databases here, a few databases. So we can easily find our database name. But in real time, you will have 30 to 20 to 30 databases. You can able to see in your databases list. So at that time, exactly what is the database we are going to connecting with our AX environment. Okay, I will show you that. Okay, so let me open the Microsoft Dynamics AX. Okay, server configuration is there. Microsoft Dynamics AX 2012 server configuration will be there. Okay, so if you click on the server configuration window, okay, database connection, there is a database connection will be there. In the database connection, okay, you need to find your database name here. Microsoft Dynamics AX. Our database name is Microsoft Dynamics AX. Now, whatever the tables you are going to creating, whatever the tables already resided in the table node in your AOT, those tables, all the tables will be resided under Microsoft Dynamics AX. See here. Okay. Previously, see here, the first table is accountant underscore BR. Same table I will show you in the AOT also. This one. Okay, previously we have opened the table name called HCM course type group, right? So this is the table which we have opened previously. So the same table will be available here also. Course type group. See this one. Suppose the table creation should not be vice versa. Suppose if you create a table here in SQL Server, this table will not be created in the AOT tables. If you create a table in the AOT, that table will be resided here. In the same way, data also, you can able to find the data also here. right click and edit top 200 rows. Then you will find lot of records here. But here so many records are there, but in our table only we can able to find few records. Only we have 6 records are there. But if you open the table in the from the SQL server, so you can able to find lot of records. Okay, these records are relevant to some another companies. Okay, that is about the architecture of the database, including regarding our Dynamics AX environment. So if you open the right now we have opened our table in CEU company. See here, our company name is CEU. Right now we are in CEU company. Okay, so if you open the table in a particular company, whatever the records you have saved on that particular company, so those records only we can able to see here. Okay, remaining records you cannot see. If you open some other company, you can able to see those company records only. One company records we cannot see in another company. But if you want to see all the records, directly you need to go for the SQL Server table. Okay, suppose if I create a record here, this record will be stored on the against the company name here. That company name is data area ID. Okay, our record will be saved on the company name itself. Okay, and one more thing we need to discuss here. Suppose if I created a record here, our record will be saved on CEU company name. Okay, this record, okay, these 6 records we cannot see in some other company. I think you understand about the database record record level architecture. If you create a record here, this record will be stored on the company name, CEU company name. Okay, and this record will not be shown in some another company. We have a lot of companies are there here. Okay, suppose let me open CEC company. Right now we are in CEC company. Okay. Okay, let me open one more time the AOT architecture, the AOT node. Okay, HCM course type group. So right now we are in CEC company. Previously we have opened CEU. Okay, so in this in this company also we have 6 records. That means so suppose if I created a one record in a particular company, that record will not be visible to another company. That you need to understand. Okay, that the records will be saved against the company name. But if you want to see the total records, okay, if you open the table in the SQL server, you can able to see all the records here. Okay, suppose here also we can able to create the record, but here that is completely not suggestible to creating the records in the SQL server level. Why? Because you can give the course type and you can give the course description, but you cannot give the partition ID, record version, and these fields we cannot able to generate here. So that is the reason the record creation should not be done in the SQL server. And also table creation. Tables and records we cannot create in the SQL server. So here the major important point is you are creating a tables in the AOT level and you are going to creating the records in the AOT level only. But you should not touch your database tables at any cost. But whatever the tables and whatever the data you are going to storing from the AX environment, So this will be resided ultimately in the AOT in the database tables. Suppose if you delete a table here, this table will be deleted from the SQL server also. Okay, if you create a table here, okay, that table will be created in SQL server also. So it is completely vice versa. Like if you update here, that will be updated in SQL server also. But these things like some of the things like suppose if you enter a record here, that will be updated in SQL server. Okay, if you created a record in SQL server, that will not be reflected in AX table itself. Why? Because we cannot able to create the record ID, partition ID, and data area ID and all. Okay, these fields are system related fields: record version, partition, and record ID. These are all system related fields. Okay, these fields information we cannot store by manually. So that is the reason we cannot able to create the records in the SQL server. So whatever the records you want to create, you can able to create from the AX environment only. Why? Because our architecture will be client server architecture. So the client to database will be request will be there. Client to database request will be there. From database to client, request will not be there. That you need to understand. Architecture will be client server architecture, not server client architecture. Okay, suppose but majorly mostly we cannot touch SQL server tables and all. So plainly we can say whatever the tables and whatever the data you are going to store from the front end application, client application, this will be resided under AOT SQL server tables. Whatever the AOT tables we have, so all the tables will be resided under SQL tables except temporary tables. Temporary tables we cannot store here. Temporary tables we cannot store in the SQL server level. So how you will identify the temporary table? So when you select a table here, okay, there is a table type should be in memory or tempdb. Okay, so normal table should be, it will be regular. Permanent table will be regular. Temporary table table type should be in memory or tempdb. If you find these two options for a particular table, that will be a temporary table. Okay, if you find regular option, that will be regular table. That regular table can store the data. Temporary tables cannot store the data. Okay, so we have discussed a few things about the tables and the database architecture. Okay, so table. Okay, so when it comes to the database architecture, uh, data is related to a company. Company data is related to company and means data is a company specific. Suppose if you store a record, if you save a record, or if you create a record in a particular tab in a particular company, that record will be relevant to that particular company only. That record will not be visible in some another company. Okay, let me show you that. Okay, let me move to any like travel and expense management. Let's go to merchants. Okay, okay, merchant. Okay. I have saved a record, merchant called ITC. Which company? We have saved the record in a CEC company, right? Okay. Okay, let's remember the merchant form in travel and expense management. Okay, let's move to some another company called CEE. I have moved to CEE company. Previously, we have created a record in CEC company. Okay, let's open the merchant's form. See, there is no record. Why? Because that record has saved on CEC company, against the CEC company. Right now we are in CEE company. Okay, let's create one more record here. Okay.
Car rental is there, sir. Car rental is there.
Air India Airlines. It's a preferred merchant. Okay, so we have created two records. I have created one record in CEC company. I have created one record in CEE company. Okay. Okay, first of all, let me know the table name. Personalize information. Okay, TRV expense merchant. If you click on edit, automatically you will be navigating to your particular form and you can able to see your table name. So our table name is TRV EXP merchant. Okay. Okay, let's move to the SQL server. Okay, let's open our table name, or else you can directly write a query also. Okay. Okay, let me open the, our table name is dbo.trvexp merchant. Okay, so here so many records are there. These records are like in CE company. See here, our records are ITC. Okay, this record I have created in which company? CEC company. This record I have created in CEE company. See here, only one table is going to save your information, but it's a different company. But ultimately, the table name is same. The table is same. Form is also same. But suppose whenever you are saving your information, your data is going to be saving on company level. That means data is a company specific. If you store a record in a particular company, okay, so that record will be saved against on your company name. Company name means data area ID field. Data area ID field. I will show you in the AX environment also. One second. Open user table. See here. Data area ID is C. Okay. So our record has saved against the company name. Right now we are in CE company. Okay. So I think you understand about the okay. If you open the CEU company, let me open CEU company. Why? Because we have a lot of records. CEU. So this is the company. Merchants. You got so many records are there. Okay. So that is the reason whenever you are creating a records in the table level or form level, okay, those records are saved against the company name. That means data is always a company specific. Development is not related to a company specific. Development means, suppose if you add a if you add a field here, like suppose if you add a field here, one more field like merchant, expense type, preferred merchant, and uh, category. Suppose if I created one more field called category, so this category field will be reflected in all companies. So that is the reason development is not related to a company. If you create a field here, automatically if you create a column here, that column will be visible in all companies. Suppose if you create a record here, that will be related to this particular company only. Data is a company specific and development is not a company specific. Just you need to remember these 2 points. Okay. When it comes to the database point of view, this is the major issue involved in the forms and the between the forms and the table and the SQL server also. Okay. And when it comes to the tables creation and everything, we will done in the we will develop in the AOT only. So in the AOT we have a table node is there. In this table node we can able to create total tables here. So whenever you are going to creating a table, first of all you should decide whether the table is temporary table or regular table. If it is a temporary table, we need to choose in memory or tempdb of table type property of your table. Okay, like see here, if you open the properties of your table, right click, open the properties, the properties window will be open always, okay, right side of your screen. So this is the properties window. So no need to close every time of your properties window. Let it be let it be leave like this. Okay. So no need. If you select one more table, whatever the object you are selecting, the same object properties will be reflected in your properties window. Okay. Suppose right now I am in accountant underscore BR table. So right now the table type is regular. So it is a permanent table. This table can store your information. Okay, if it is a temporary table, already in the AX environment, you will find TMP word. See, accounting, distribution, event, TMP. Okay, so if it is a temporary table, by default, in AX environment already, they have mentioned with TMP name, TMP word actually. That means that is an indication of the temporary table. By that seeing table name directly, we can able to find out this is the temporary table. Okay, that is the part of naming conventions. Okay, so we need to whenever you are going to creating a temporary table, definitely 100% you should use TMP word. So that is comes under best practice. If you don't use TMP also, that will work out. But I am telling you, it is a best practice.
Hello, Ravi.
Yes.
Why we have temporary tables?
Temporary tables can store your data temporary basis. Suppose these temporary tables we will use for the report development.
Okay.
SSRS reports development, we will use the temporary tables. Why? Because suppose I have a requirement I need to get the information from 2-3 tables. What I will do, I will collect the data from the 2-3 tables and I will push it into the temporary table, and from the temporary table I will collect my information to generate a report. After then, whenever my report has generated, automatically the temporary table will be empty. So next time whenever I'm going to create one more time the same report, again the process will be same. I will collect the information from the 2-3 tables and I will push it to temporary table, and I will it will be using like a buffer.
Okay. Thank you.
Ravi, if suppose multiple people are accessing the same report at the same time, so how it will work?
Sorry, come again, please.
No, no. Multiple people are accessing the same report at the same time.
Okay.
Then,
Accessing means you are accessing the static data only, right? You are not executing anything. You are
I
ac-
agree.
you are
So let's
accessing.
assume
You,
I am also accessing the one XYZ report, accessing XYZ report at the same time. So both the data will be storing in the same table, right?
yeah, of course, same table. From
But
do
it will not get conflict.
it will not get conflicted, and it will not get override, something like that. So it is coming from the same server. It is coming from the same server from two different client environments. So that will happen. That will happen, and this will not give you any conflictions on your report user interface.
Okay. So what is the difference between TempDB and in-memory?
TempDB and in-memory, I will explain you, but this is not the right time to explain about the TempDB and in-memory. In-memory is a small set of data. TempDB, if you have a large set of data, you will use the TempDB.
Okay.
I will explain you whenever we are moving to the tables creation, and then I will explain you.
Okay, thank you.
So, but here the thing is, the major thing is, uh, okay, first let me create a table here, then I will show you in the SQL Server level also. Okay, let me create a new table here. So whenever you create a table, okay, so the table, by default one table name will become, and the table by default one ID will be created, 102069. This table ID is 10, okay, 100003. Every table having one unique ID. That ID called table ID. That ID name is called table ID. Okay, so every table contains one unique ID. 100% it will be generated, and it will be indicated by the table ID. And also here, these are the properties of your table. So see here, created by admin, and created date, and created time, and if you change the table, automatically the changes also will be recorded every time. The changes also will be recorded every time. Okay, and when it comes to the table naming conventions part, so if you see the table name, like accounting accounting distribution event TMP, A capital letter, D capital letter, E capital letter, T capital letter. It is a camel case. Okay, so the same table, the name also we should give the same type, camel case. First letter always should be capital. Suppose if you have a 3 words in your table, always the table name should be starts with capital letter, every word. Okay, suppose I'm going to create a table name called like anything, like customer information table. See, already the table is existed. So that is the reason whenever you are giving the same table, invalid name, the application object cust info table already exists. That means already the table name is already exist. And you can choose one more table name here. Okay, give any alternate table name. I think One second. Okay, customer master table. So this table contains the total. Okay, let us assume that. So it depends on your functionality. Okay, you need to choose your table name. Suppose you are going to store your customer master information, like a customer major information, like customer ID, customer name, age, address, date of birth, kind of thing. So according to your functionality, you need to choose your table name. Okay, so by this, okay, directly if you see the table name, automatically you will recognize exact functionality of your table. Okay, so here there is a red color mark is there. Red color mark means the table has not saved. Okay, here two options, three options here. If you press Ctrl S from your keyboard, automatically it will save your table, Ctrl S, or else save option, or else here there is a save all option is there, save all. Anything you can use it. So when you save your any object, one compiler window will be open here. Compiler window. This compiler window will show you errors, warnings, best practice deviations, and everything we can able to see here every time. Okay, every time this window will be open. Okay, you need to close every time. Okay, and so this is the customer master table, and there is no records, there is no fields in this customer master table. Right now the table is regular table. Just remember the table name is the table type is regular. So regular table can store the data. Means if you open the table, so you can find, see, whenever you created a table, okay, whenever you created a table, see, so why this error is coming? Just read the sentence properly. Cannot select a record in cust master table. SQL database has issued an error. That means, so when you create a table, okay, every time you need to click on save option, okay, compile option, and there is a option called synchronize. You need to perform these three operations, like four operations totally: save, restore, compile, and synchronize. Why? Because save means already you know about save option. Restore means it's a refresh kind of thing. Okay, compile means to compile, to find out any syntax errors, warnings and all. Okay, you can go for the compile option. And synchronize means it is going to be synchronizing with SQL server. So that is the reason. Okay, if you has not done the synchronize option, your SQL previously we have seen the error message, right? SQL database has issued an error. So that kind of message you will get. So when you done the synchronize, automatically this table can be opened. See here. So by default, okay, when you create a table, automatically we can able to see the four fields here. These four fields are system generated fields. I have not created. So when you create a table, automatically these four fields will come up with your blank table. Right now the table is blank, but there is a four fields. But these four fields you cannot see in your fields list. There is no fields here. In the fields node, only we can able to save developer generated fields. System fields we cannot able to see here. If you want to see the system fields, directly you can open here and you can able to see here. That's it. Okay. And these four fields are non-editable fields. We cannot able to edit and we cannot able to delete the fields. Okay. And so already you have created a customer table, right? So this table already created in SQL server. If you want to see custom master table, right? Our table name is custom master table. here, cust master table. Okay, so suppose so everything will be synchronized with the SQL server. Suppose if you create a field here, automatically this field will be created in SQL server also. Okay, so this is completely relevant to client to database architecture. Okay,